Welcome back to another Flutter tutorial. In today's episode, we'll take an overview of the Flutter project. Now that we have finished setting up our computer, Windows and Mac for developing Flutter apps, it's time to understand the Flutter framework. We'll start by understanding this project structure, and then we take an overview inside of this main.dart. So once you run Flutter new app command line, you'll get this list of packages and folders inside of your project. We have right here the Android folder, iOS folder, Linux folder, macOS, web, and Windows. These are the target platforms that our app will create an app for. This is because Flutter uses one single code base, so you only write your code once and you can target a different device. We saw that in the video that we create a new project using Android Studio, that we had an option to select our target device. So inside of these folders, you have all the required configuration and code to run a native Android app. The same thing happens for iOS, for Mac OS, for web, and for Windows. After these folders, you have this lib folder. Here you will find the main.dart. This is the entry point for your application to run. This is .dart because we are using the Dart programming language to write your app. And in the upcoming video, we'll learn how to organize our folder. Basically, we'll create subfolders inside of this lib folder. We'll have folders for widgets, package, service, models, and so on. And after that, you have this test folder, and we have this widget underscore test.dart. This is the code to test your application. After this web and Windows, we have the git ignore. This is for version control if you are using Git or GitHub. And then you have metadata file. This has the platform's information. As you can see right here, we have platform for Android, iOS, Linux, macOS, web, and Windows. And after that, we have this analysis underscore option. This will check our code, our Dart code, to check for errors, warnings, and so on. And after that, we have this pubspec file. This file is where we can add configuration, dependencies, and resource that we'll use inside of our application. We'll learn how to add resources as images and fonts inside of your application, as well as external package. As we move forward in this tutorial, you'll learn how to edit this file. And then you have the README auto-generated file. So these are all the necessary folders and files that you will need to run your Flutter app. And now let's explore this main.dart. First of all, we have this import right here. This main.dart is the core package for Flutter application, because this will give us access to widgets, stateless widget and stateful widget, as well as material widgets. So Flutter is based on the Android material design guidelines, so we have to import this package every time we're creating a new widget. After that, you have the main method, and inside of it we have a function, a run app. And this function is taking my app as an object or as an argument. You can notice this, my app is just in a class that will extend stateless widget. And then we have an override method, which is the build method. This method is the method responsible to create your user interface. In this case, it's returning the root widget for our application, which is material app. And then inside of this material app, we have a few properties. We have the title, the theme. This is where you set up your global theme, like dark theme and light theme. And then we have the home property. This will take an argument as your widget. In this case, is a stateful widget. You can notice right here we have stateless widget and stateful widget. Keep in mind that in Flutter, everything is a widget. Your app itself is a widget, and then we have this my home page, which is a widget, and this home page is a stateful widget. The difference between the stateless widget and stateful widget is that stateful widget will keep track of the data. You can see this example by clicking on this button right here, and you will see this counter will increment. What is happening is that Flutter will keep track of this counter, and every time you click on this floating action button, you call this method increment counter, and you can see inside of this increment counter we have this set state. So this will keep track of this counter, and every time this counter is incremented, this build method will run and recreate our application. That's why you see this number incrementing every time you click on it. And stateless widget doesn't keep track of any data or state. So you use it when you don't want to change your widget or your layout. You can use stateless widget. So inside of this my home page, we have right here, we are creating our state, and then we have another class which is my home page state, and this class will extend the state, and then we pass this stateful widget class right here, my home page, and inside of it we have the build method. So this build method will run either a piece of your user interface or a full page. As we have right here, you can see this scaffolding widget. This is also a material design widget and have a list of widgets that we can use to create our app. You can hover over any widget and you will see the property that this will take. If you hover over it again, you can see right here we have a widget for the body. We have this widget for floating action button, which is this one. And then we have the up bar property. This will use the up bar widget, and this will create our toolbar. And inside of it, we have this text that we are passing right here when we call my homepage widget. This is called dependency injection. So you can notice right here, we have a require inside of this construction. For the my homepage, we have this keyword require. So you must provide the title. If you change right here, let's change it now, Flutter first app, and save it, and you will notice right here that the title for your app bar will change. And then we have the body widget, which is this part right here, and inside of it we have a center widget and a column widget. Don't worry about these widgets for now. I just want you to understand in this video the concepts of widgets, that we have to put widgets inside of each other to create your user interface. This process is called composition. So you have right here a scaffolding widget, and inside of it we have the up bar and the center widget, and this will create this user interface for you. So just to finish this video, now let's go and delete these two classes right here. We don't need them anymore. And now let's create our own widget. You can use the keyword STL, and then you can select right here stateless widget or stateful widget. Let's use the stateless widget, and then let's rename this class the same as my home page right here. So my home page, and now if you save everything, nothing will happen because we need to provide the title right here. So let's do this. Let's add now this title. This will be a final string, and the name will be title, semicolon, and then you give a comma inside of this constructor, and let's provide now required. You have to provide this title. You can use this dot title, and this arrow will be gone. Save everything. Now you get this error. What you have to do right here, because we deleted this class, you have to rerun your app. You click on this button right here and your app will rerun. You can see now we have an ugly user interface. This is because we are returning placeholder directly from inside of this widget. So we'll need to now come right here and then select the option wrap with the widget, and then it will provide a name. Let's use the scaffolding widget. When you do this, you have now to change this child. We don't need this child anymore. You have the body property, and then for the toolbar you can use right here this up bar widget, and inside of it we have the title property, and this title property will take a widget. Normally we'll use this text widget, Don't worry about this syntax by now. In the upcoming video, we'll learn about text widget. And now let's pass this a title inside of this text widget. Always give a comma after your widget for indentation. Now if you come right here and we save everything, you will see you have a better user interface. And you can also customize this bar. Let's use now the background color. I'm using this colors class .blue, and then I'll use the foreground color and then call the colors .white to give a contrast. Save everything, and now you have a better user interface. And we can also change this placeholder right here. Let's say now we want to add a text widget, and with the text hello world. Save, and now you have a text inside of your body widget. So this is how we can create your user interface. As you can see, we'll create widgets or user interface by creating stateless widget or stateful widget, and inside of this build method, this will return our widget or our piece of your user interface or a full page. In this case, we are using scaffolding. We are creating this page right here. You can say that scaffolding is the most top widget because we can create a page using the scaffolding widget. So this is it for this video. In the next video, we'll explore how to organize our Flutter project. If you find this video useful, give a like and consider subscribe for more Flutter videos. This will also help our channel so we can provide more videos for developing apps for you. This is it. See you on the next one.